This episode is sponsored by ExpressVPN.
All right, well, GameStop certainly hasn't shown any signs of slowing down.
Stonks!
Everyone on the Wall Street Bets subreddit is now a millionaire, and the market cap for GameStop stock is now sitting at around $15 billion. Keeping in mind that this stock represents a brick-and-mortar retail outlet that sells Funko Pops and buys used consoles that are caked on the inside with dust, hair, and skin. That is what they do. That is their specialty, and they are now worth $15 billion.
Seems about right.
There are no amount of Brady Games manuals or Vault Boy lunchboxes that they could sell to actually be worth this much money on the stock market, but the memeing of stocks has finally arrived, and it's going to have major repercussions for the foreseeable future. All of them making our financial institutions look comically bad.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love every part of it.
The hedge funds are very upset. They are big mad, and I am laughing.
One Redditor has apparently turned a $50,000 investment into around, or maybe even over, $20 million. Mm-hmm. Elon Musk has entered into the madness and further stoked the flames by tweeting, "Game stonk."
That's all he has to do.
A recent write-up from James Surowiecki best describes this meme stock bubble that we're currently living in. Quote, "In a classic speculative craze, investors may take cues from each other. The fact that everyone is buying internet stocks makes you think it's smart to buy internet stocks, but they're not working together to make stock prices rise. With meme stocks, on the other hand, that's exactly what's happening. The small investors on the r/Wall Street Bets subreddit, which has 2 million subscribers, and other sites are taking part in a conscious collective effort to drive the prices of these stocks up."
And it continues, no one is in charge of this effort, though. Of course, some voices are louder than others, but it is a self-organized campaign with people using the message boards to communicate with each other, encourage each other, and reassure each other. Thus, the many posts on Wall Street Bets admonishing fellow autists, their self-mocking term for each other, to not lose their nerve and keep holding GameStop stock. Thus, threads with titles, "We are the captains now," "Have no fear, GME gang, we are consolidating in preparation for tomorrow's moon landing," and "GME, it never has to end." In other words, what's happening with GameStop looks less like a speculative bubble and more like a contemporary internet-mediated version of the bull raids that were characteristic of the stock market in the early 20th century, when organized pools of investors would combine to drive stock prices up.
It's collective action.
They are going to war with the institutions, and they're winning.
Yeah.
They're winning. All in Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
That's there's like lists of like the biggest short stocks, and they're just like, let's do this for everyone.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, why ruin your life by storming the U.S. Capitol when you could storm Wall Street from the comfort of your bed on your phone?
Yeah, this is like what was the sit-in that was happening in 2010, 2009?
Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah, this is the new, much more effective version of Occupy Wall Street.
It really is.
They're occupying it from the actual inside.
Yeah, they are exposing more than anything else I can think of, aside from maybe the 2008 financial crisis, just how stupid the entire this part of the economy is.
Yeah, even the Big Short guy who was an investor in GameStop before it went all crazy was just like, now this is absurd.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, it's gambling. It's a big casino, but everyone wears a suit. So they do all their gambling at 7 o'clock in the morning. So no one thinks it's weird, but it's a casino.
Yeah, I do love that. Just because of the memeing stocks going around, that I found out that Tootsie Roll is its own company today. I was completely blown away by that.
So they make the Tootsie Roll, the Tootsie Pop.
The Tootsie Pop, and presumably many others.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mr. Owl.
That candy is 100 years old at least.
Mr. Owl, how many options should I buy to really get to the center of this
The world
race?
may never know. So how far will this whole GameStop thing go? Well, we have no idea, but right now the entire world is watching, and a subreddit filled with people that is constantly growing because of the success of their GameStop play seems to be in control of Wall Street. The calls are coming from inside the house.
They certainly are.
And the puts.
Yeah.
And they certainly don't show any signs of or willingness to give up that control, specifically because they continue to recruit new members by rolling over the stock market like a Katamari, bringing even seasoned investors along for their chaotic ride. And yeah, if you're in this market for the long term, you ignore these people at your own peril. Your best bet is to adapt to changing circumstances.
The old fuddy-duddies at Wall Street are not going to be quick to adapt, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
what's Robinhood?
if they're smart, the analysts at like, Motley Fool or whatever,
Yeah.
they'll be waking up first thing in the morning and checking r/Wall Street bets.
That subreddit has gained consistently 200 to 400,000 new users every day since Friday, and
It's crazy because we were on that
years ago,
5 years ago
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it was still fairly niche. It was just oh, this is funny. These people are ruining their lives.
legitimately, I am jealous.
Yeah.
That is not. I am very jealous of everyone that is involved in this early on. It's too late for me now. Maybe I'll get into Tootsie Rolls.
I don't have the stomach for any of this.
No. But it's the funny thing is you gotta old hats down at Wall Street and in the stock market probably looked at Robinhood look, a way to steal a bunch of money from
Oh,
idiots.
the poors want to trade stocks, do they?
And now the shoe's on the other foot.
You're not going to charge them commissions? How will you ever make money?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to let the poors trade in opening and closing hours? You're going to let them use options?
They're gonna ruin their lives, and I'll reap the benefits.
Yeah, well, we're just going to keep watching this situation unfold. Jaws agape, impressed by what this community has done. And in all honesty, we are a little bit jealous that we're not along for the ride. But like
Yeah.
I said, I would just be stressed out all the fucking time if I played the stock market like this. I invest in ETFs. I said it. I forget it. Once or twice a week, I'll check and be like, hey, the S&P 500 is up 2% since last week.
Everyone's throwing money off of yachts right now, and I looked at my Acorns, and I'm I made $100. Good for me.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Better than a savings account.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It's all this money. People are parking it. The biggest investment right now, Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
It's the Zoomers retirement plan. They take the GameStop stocks money, they put it back into GameStop by buying Pokemon booster boxes there, and then they sit on them, and that is going to beat inflation and the devaluation of the dollar.
This is the new normal. This
Yes.
is the world we live in now.
But while the hardcore investors on that subreddit, which literally describes itself as like 4chan found a Bloomberg terminal, are doing very well for themselves right now, there are some prominent figures here in America who are currently watching their legacy crash and burn, in addition to facing extremely detrimental lawsuits, which might make them tomorrow's broke assholes.
Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani is probably in a lot of trouble.
Oh, boy. Oh, God. I'm leaking again.
And we all saw this coming, but it's official now. He is being sued by Dominion Voting Systems for $1.3 billion.
Well, I'm sure his old buddy Trump will help him out.
He's going to bail him out in no time. And for the first time in recent memory, it looks like Rudy finally might actually grasp the severity of the situation he's in, because along with everyone else who's currently or has been facing a lawsuit from Dominion, he's now willing to admit that he was wrong and Joe Biden is actually the president of the United States.
What a cuck. Just stand your ground, Rudy.
He has done a little bit of ground standing, but not in the way that you would think would be beneficial in the lawsuit. He's also walked back other accusations made regarding their voting systems. I presume his thought process is, oh, what's that? There's finally going to be consequences for my actions, and they're financial?
Oh, no.
Okay, fine, you win. Please don't hurt me. But yeah, he does do some ground standing.
Yeah, doesn't mean he's not going to fight it. As we said during one of last week's episodes, he fully intends to go down swinging, saying in a statement about the lawsuit, the amount being asked for is quite obviously intended to frighten people of faint heart. It is another act of intimidation by the hate-filled left wing to wipe out and censor the exercise of free speech, as well as the ability of lawyers to defend their clients vigorously. As such, we will investigate a countersuit against them for violating these constitutional rights. So yeah, he's not saying anything about the election in that statement or how there was tons and tons of election fraud supposedly. He's saying that they are trying to stifle his free speech and his ability to defend his clients. But he was literally claiming that Dominion Voting Systems stole a fucking election. So
yeah, it is funny the pivot though, saying nothing about the fact that
when you lie about people now, that's bad.
I'm sorry. Are you suppressing my freedom of speech?
Yeah.
You mean I can't vigorously defend my client by making up lies about your company? Well, this isn't the America I grew up in.
Come on.
The America I grew up in, I could do whatever the fuck I wanted to. No one was going to stop. I was America's mayor. Anyways, he does seem up for the fight. I guess, while at the same time offering up the fact that he is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Here's what he said about the lawsuit during the local news segment called Chat with the Mayor.
He's not the mayor. He hasn't been the mayor for a long time.
I'm America's mayor. But this is what he said. Quote, "What do you think I am? Some kind of jackass?
Yes.
That's intended to frighten me? You want to frighten me? You want to scare me like you have some of these companies and stations that have gone ahead and kissed your you-know-what because they're afraid of you? Well, I'll tell you, I'm a crazy guy. I really am. I'm just really crazy."
Okay, yeah.
I do believe him this time.
Yeah.
But if you thought Rudy Giuliani was so mad that he could melt before, well, guess what? As of today, he's officially been removed from YouTube's partner program, so he can no longer monetize his channel where he hosts the show Common Sense.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
This Adpocalypse is hitting everyone.
Yeah, it's reached Rudy Giuliani of all people.
Now, to be clear, he hasn't been banned from uploading, but he has been completely demonetized. And not the demonetized where we say a swear word like fuck, or Rudy Giuliani's face looks like the leaky asshole, so we receive limited ads and don't get into the recommended tab.
Mm-hmm.
He got more than that slap on the wrist. He literally lost any ability to monetize off his channel at all. Their reasoning behind it seems fair enough, though. They did it because he consistently and repeatedly shared election misinformation, which is against the fucking rules.
They told him not to.
Yeah. For now, he's just in timeout for 30 days. But yeah, knowing Rudy, this will just make him go even crazy. So we wouldn't be surprised if he gets in even more trouble in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah. Rudy, look, how many months has it been since November when we told you to stop doing this? We gave you a long runway to just knock it off.
They've had time.
But wait, there's more. That's right, you guessed it. Former crackhead and current political operative / pillow salesman Mike Lindell is back in the news for just a bunch of random hilarious shit. This man beat crack cocaine. He got his life back on track. He found Jesus. And then he made a shitty pillow that old people love because they saw it on television. And now he's seemingly driving full speed on a crash course to failure and financial ruin because he just can't get Trump's balls out of his mouth. It's the classic trap.
Yeah.
Imagine turning your life around that much and then throwing it all away.
It's a sunk cost fallacy. People are really bad about that.
I'm already screwed. I might as well keep digging.
Yeah, I'm going to just go down with the ship. It's like, but there's a lifeboat over here. You own a successful pillow company.
But if I keep this ship from sinking, I get to keep the ship, and it's much nicer than that little boat.
No, but the ship is 95% underwater already. It's not. The ship is fucked. It's a total loss. Get on the lifeboat.
Any second now, Trump is going to show up with a bigger ship and drag it out of the water.
No, you have your pillows.
Now, we told you previously about how what Lindell literally said about Dominion. I want them to sue me.
I want them to sue me.
Which resulted in, at the very least, a threat from Dominion to sue him for defamation.
Okay.
Well, while we are waiting to see what was going to happen between him and Dominion, he has suffered the greatest injustice imaginable for a conservative these days. He's been kicked off Twitter for spreading misinformation about election fraud.
Oh.
Whoops. From an article on CNN, quote, Mike Lindell, the CEO of MyPillow, was banned from Twitter Monday night, according to a Twitter spokesperson. Twitter made its decision based on a new policy it enacted after the Capitol insurrection, whereby people who repeatedly share election misinformation can be permanently banned. Quote, the account you referenced has been permanently suspended due to repeated violations of our civic integrity policy, the spokesperson told CNN. It is not immediately clear which tweets led to Lindell's ban, but I'm assuming a lot of them.
I hope he starts tweeting using the official MyPillow account and just picks a...
The government has been taken over.
Like, I followed this because I'm really into pillows for some reason.
Don't worry, this is all part of the plan. The military is in control. Any minute now, Joe Biden will be arrested.
Trust the plan.
Trust the plan.
The storm is coming.
It's now called Q-Pillow.
Yeah.
Get your Q-Pillows now.
He literally, if you went to his website and typed in QAnon in the promo code field, you got a discount.
There's also hosted on his personal website his 90-page written out thing about how the election was stolen with images and arrows.
Bro, I
pointing
just
to
want
things.
a fucking pillow. This is people get weirded out by In-N-Out Burger having Bible verses hidden in the seams of their wrappers and shit. And yeah, it's pretty weird, but
they make a good burger.
They make a good burger.
And I can ignore it because they're not all in my face about it.
Yeah. I don't know who owns In-N-Out. I've never seen them. I've never heard of them. But if they went full MyPillow with it, I would think twice about eating a delicious double animal-style burger.
Yeah. If In-N-Out was tied to QAnon, I probably wouldn't eat there as much.
I'd be... Yeah. Well, okay. It's like with Chick-fil-A. I'm like, Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that work at the Hollywood location are in fact gay. So if they're
it's
okay
a franchise,
with it,
and like the guys who run it are like, please, we just want to make good chicken for everyone.
yeah. Anyway, while we do miss Donald Trump's tweets, and we worry about him, we wonder about him.
Yeah.
The tweets were fire. It was a great account. Top tier shit poster. We miss you, sir. But despite all that, Mike Lindell's account focused only on posting false information about voter fraud.
No pillow
There was
comment.
no spice.
Yeah.
There was no... It was just bland misinformation from a pillow salesman, a low energy, a boring guy with a weird Midwestern accent.
Please buy my pillows so I can feed my crack. No, he got over crack.
Yeah, well, supposedly. With
Yeah.
Trump, it was like you really didn't know what you were going to get.
Yeah.
It was the man...
It was either World War III or literally mid-shit at 2 o'clock in the morning.
And also, like, the way he spelled things and his grammar and just his manner of, like, the way he used those 280 or whatever characters, no one else does like him.
Yeah.
Mike Lindell, not so much. Not as much crossover appeal. But, yeah.
He isn't funny on his own.
Somehow, that's not even the dumbest Mike Lindell news that we have for you this week, because for some reason, both he and 30 Rock star Jane Krakowski are, they're both shooting down rumors that they had some kind of love affair. So usually these things are pretty one-sided, meaning one or the other is on the defensive regarding a rumored sexy tryst, but hilariously, both of them seem disgusted by one another and are fighting to clear their names.
Yeah. Now, this all seemed to spawn from a report on the Daily Mail, which, okay, not the most reliable source right out of the gate, but it claimed that, quote, Trump-loving MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell had secret romance with 30 Rock actress Jane Krakowski and wooed her with flowers and champagne in a relationship that baffled her friends.
It sounds exactly like something her character, Jenna Maroney, on 30 Rock would do.
Yes.
It's like, I fucked the MyPillow guy. Mm-hmm. He's best friends with the president. Did you know?
I've got an invite to the White House.
I used my sexuality.
According to their story, Lindell and Krakowski's relationship was very recent, happening just last year when he was already well known as one of Trump's famous ball washers. Their love affair was an open secret, apparently, among people in the area and her friends, and it only lasted around 9 months, ending sometime last summer.
Oh, we gotta do it in my bed. I've got the pillows. Your pillows are terrible.
These pillows are terrible. We need to go to my house.
I can't come unless I'm on a comfortable MyPillow.
And you know what? Bring the kids. Any pillows they can carry out of my gigantic pillow-built mansion, they can keep.
His ads are fucking insane.
Yeah, they're demented.
They're ads that only a man who spent decades on crack cocaine could come up with.
They're better than anything SNL could ever cook up.
Yeah.
A
lot of things are better than anything SNL could cook up.
The scene in the MyPillow commercial where the guy isn't Christian but then gets a MyPillow and becomes Christian.
Yeah.
Just
there's a lot of details. A lot of people call things Lynchian too much. I don't think this is Lynchian, but you'd be forgiven for calling it Lynchian. Anyway, again, both Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, and Jane Krakowski from 30 Rock deny the relationship. Lindell says, I've never even heard of Jane Krakowski. And went so far as to sue the Daily Mail for defamation, with a section of the legal complaint stating that the Daily Mail's false and defamatory statements about Mr. Lindell have caused tremendous harm to his personal and professional reputation and prospective economic opportunities, as well as causing him significant humiliation and emotional distress.
Well, at least he doesn't lack the humiliation gene like Donald Trump.
God, this is just so humiliating. I could scream into a pillow right now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pillow. But yeah, it's also like one of the things that he is apparently the most mad at is the claim that he showered her with gifts and champagne because he's like, that goes against all my beliefs for recovery for addicts.
Maybe grape juice, maybe some Welch's, not champagne.
Not champagne.
That's
how you know it's fake.
That's a relapse asking to happen. Over on the other side of this tabloid bullshit is Jane Krakowski, whose reps released the following statement regarding the alleged relationship. Jane has never met Mr. Lindell. She is not and has never been in any relationship with him, romantic or otherwise. She is, however, in full-fledged fantasy relationships with Brad Pitt, Regé-Jean Page, and Kermit the Frog, and welcomes any and all coverage of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a little break. Time for a palate cleanser while we tell you about today's sponsor. You know him, you love him. It's ExpressVPN. How did you choose which internet service provider to use? The sad thing is, most of us have very little choice because ISPs operate like monopolies in the regions that they serve. There's like 3 in LA. Then depending on where you live, 1.
Yep.
They then use this monopoly power to take advantage of customers. Data caps, streaming throttles, the list goes on. But worst of all, many ISPs log your internet activity and sell that data on to other big tech companies and advertisers. To prevent ISPs from seeing our internet activity, we protect our devices with ExpressVPN.
So what is ExpressVPN? It's a simple app for your computer or smartphone that encrypts all your network data and tunnels it through a secure VPN server so that your ISP cannot see any of your activity. Just think of how much of your life is on the internet. Sadly, every site you visit, video you watch, or message you send gets tracked by ISPs or other tech giants who can then sell your information for profit. That's the reason we recommend ExpressVPN as the best way to hide your online activity from your ISP. You just download the app, tap one button on your device, and boom, protected.
The ISPs don't got to know what baseball game you're watching.
Yeah. And ExpressVPN does all of this without slowing your connection. That's why it's rated the #1 VPN service by CNET and Wired.
So stop handing over your personal data to ISPs or other tech giants who mine your activity and sell off your information. Protect yourself with the VPN that we trust to keep us private online. Visit expressvpn.com/todaydaily. That is expressvpn.com/todaydaily to get 3 extra months free. Go to expressvpn.com/todaydaily right now to learn more.
All right, now back to the news with an update to the ongoing situation here in California and our seemingly endless fight for normalcy amidst the coronavirus pandemic. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the charts and the graphs for the last month or so.
It looks like the GameStop chart.
Yeah, things are not going well here. Specifically in Southern California, our ICU capacity is still at 0%. Our hospitals are overloaded. Air quality restrictions had to be fucking lifted so that the influx and overflow of bodies could be cremated. There was more bodies than it was legally allowed to burn at once. In some cases, ambulances can refuse to take you to the hospital now because it's so backed up. So, seems pretty bad, but if you're Gavin Newsom, what better time than now to open everything back up?
Yeah.
Reopen California. Liberate the Golden State.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what happened this week as Governor and Gotham City villain lookalike Gavin Newsom lifted the stay-at-home order for California, just as we were finally starting to see a very slight improvement after 2 of the darkest months of the pandemic.
Yeah, line went barely down. And they were like, that's open it back up.
Like the line, it has a downward trajectory, but it's still like...
It's the highest it's ever been if you ignore December.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's not good.
Yeah. It's like when shit was bad in the summertime, we're like 3 times as bad.
Yeah, and also the whole reason the spike went up in the first place and they shut down outdoor dining and shit was because it was skyrocketing after they opened up al fresco dining.
Yeah.
This is a short-term solution that...
Look, and I'll get into like, I kind of feel bad. Look, there is some concessions to be made here because everything has failed. The government refuses to do the right thing. Federal and state and local, we're in a very bad mess. And look, the writing's on the wall. We're never getting a handle on this until everyone decides to get vaccinated.
Yeah,
so,
and we're not doing that good either. So
yeah, that is in a real bad place right now because people need their second shots for the booster. And,
you wanted 2 shots?
Turns out we gave all the shots away and we don't have any for the second shots. Anyways, this video posted by Matt Grippi on TikTok explains things about as accurately as anyone could regarding California. Just take a look at what we're dealing with here as Californians.
Stay home if you want to. It's good if you stay home, but you should go out. But you should support local businesses, but safely at home unless you want to go. And if you go to the mall, don't. But you can, but you shouldn't, but you won't. But if you work at the mall, go there. It's open. You're still in business, but no one's there because they should stay at home because they're here. They're staying and they're out. And if you're out, go home. But if you're here, wear a mask when you're out, but don't go out. Stay inside. There's parking tickets now. Move your car because the street's sweeping, but you shouldn't be on the streets because you're at home if you want to. And restaurants are closed, but you can't go to them. But you should stay inside, but go out.
So you're going to want to stay home or not.
But you should.
Also, parking tickets back.
Hey, but if you work at the mall, go to the mall because you work there, but you shouldn't be there. Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking like the end of the week. By the end of this week, restaurants and other establishments could be back open and serving guests. And well, first of all, we have to say that we do completely understand that people are eager to get back to work and eager to start bringing money into their businesses. This has got to be fucking horrible for anyone with a non-essential business who's been left out to dry this whole time with no fucking safety net for their business. Yeah, you're all right. It's been terrible for way too long without help at all from local, state, and federal government. You're just flopping around like a fish.
Just tell me, give me the guidance, please.
And you're obviously, you're going to open your business as soon as they let you. We get it. You have no choice but to go back to work at those businesses so you can provide for yourselves and your families. I get it. There should have been a better plan from the start, or just a plan. We should have handled things differently. We should have paid people to stay home.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Which is like proven to fucking work.
Yeah.
But yeah, our country, our states, most of the world just keeps doing half measures and prolonging this whole thing endlessly.
Which is annoying. At this point, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Still, at the first sign of progress, the state has decided to allow people to open back up when the virus is still clearly a huge issue and hospitals are still overrun and there aren't enough vaccines being distributed, and the ones that are have been completely mismanaged. It's incredibly infuriating, but it's not like anyone else is going to step in and save people from financial ruin, so this is where we're at. But as a nice little fuck you on top of all of this, after Newsom declared that the state would be lifting the stay-at-home order, which would presumably send millions of people back to work as what we've all decided to define as essential workers, he announced that essential workers would no longer have eligibility for priority access to vaccinations.
You guys are the real heroes, but I'm going to need you to get to the back of the fucking line.
And it just seems like pretty fucking opportune timing to make that statement, right? Basically, get back to work, and remember, you're essential. So we should probably allow you...
Thank you so much.
We should probably allow you to skip ahead in the vaccine line because you're literally risking your life to serve people food or drive them around. Only, no, actually, we're going to change things and make it so essential workers don't get prioritized. Go fuck yourself. We love you.
Yeah, you are so brave out there every day dealing with this. I could never do that. It's just, we are so grateful. Also, fuck you.
I could, however, sit and be served by you.
Yeah.
As you serve hundreds of people a day, risking getting the virus and taking it home to your family that you probably live with so that you can afford to live in any of the counties in Southern California or
grotesque.
NorCal.
And like, they are more likely, people working in restaurants and shit like that, way more likely to get the virus.
And it's so funny, like people, else. Like even in California, people are like, how is it spreading so bad? And it's like, well, you have a ton of people who work in essential industries who go home and live with fucking 5 roommates or their families to afford to live here because the rent is so high. So how do you think it's spreading?
All these essential jobs, like the annual salary that these people make is literally not enough to like live unless you have 5, 6, 7 other people living with you.
I just don't understand how the virus is spreading here so rapidly. It's because of the housing crisis.
Yeah.
That's at least one of the reasons. Because we do good. Look, compared to the rest of the country, there was a study done recently that literally Los Angeles is one of the best counties in the country for wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I just don't understand how it's spreading. It's because when I was 25, I had 6 roommates.
Yep.
And if I grew up here, I probably would have lived with my family, which I'm sure because of the devastation that this has caused, people have moved back into homes with their parents.
Yep.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yep.
The answer's right there. Anyways.
Yeah, so, let's step across the aisle now to bring you up to speed on the Conway family.
Yeah. Not a happy story, by the way.
Yeah, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I hate this. So, you know about the feud between former Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway, her husband, former Lincoln Project member and co-founder George Conway, and their young, 15, 16? Their young daughter, TikTok icon Claudia Conway. That whole 3-way feud has sadly gone from bad to way worse and fucked up and criminal.
Yes.
It's reached a very disturbing new level. Now, you may or not be aware of this, but Claudia Conway hates her parents. like many other people hate her parents, but she has to live with them.
Yeah.
So understandable. And outside of the normal like teenage angsty stuff, she's alleged that there's abuse behind the scenes. Emotional, physical, there's verbal abuse right there on camera, according to a couple videos that she's uploaded of her mom screaming at her on TikTok. Those videos also feature what seems like her getting like maybe slapped or something or shoved.
But things got disastrous for both her and her family on Monday of this week when it appeared as though Kellyanne, on her official Kellyanne Conway Twitter account, leaked her own daughter's nude photographs onto Twitter using the Fleets feature.
Hey, that's back in the news. Cool. Fleets.
Yeah. And apparently, I'm sure that it spread faster than any other way because they're like, wow, a fleet. That's weird. Haven't seen one of those in months.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, the photo was quickly deleted and scrubbed from the website, but now Kellyanne is justifiably in the crosshairs of an investigation.
Yeah, you kind of posted child porn, ma'am.
Ma'am, allegedly, because it could have been, look, you have to use the right verbiage here because this is an investigation. There is no solidified evidence yet. It could have been a hack. It could have been Claudia doing it to like get back at her. Like, there are a lot of options here. It seems like Kellyanne did it, maybe as a mistake, but allegedly. From Variety, on TikTok, Claudia Conway on Monday posted videos confirming that the picture was authentic. Those have since been deleted from her TikTok account, but Twitter users reposted copies of the videos. In the videos, a visibly upset Claudia Conway speculated that her mother may have accidentally posted the image. Quote, "I'm assuming my mom took a picture of it to use against me one day, and then somebody hacked her or something," she said. "I'm literally at a loss for words. If you see it, report it." In one of the TikTok videos, Claudia Conway said that, quote, "Nobody would ever have any photo like that ever. So Kellyanne, you're going to fucking jail."
So a few hours after this broke, Claudia posted another video attempting to calm the masses that had been enraged by her mom's account, posting that photo just days after Claudia uploaded videos of her mom's verbal abuse. The cops visited her house like a few hours before this all went down.
And they visited again.
Yeah, so she said, quote, "Hi guys, I just wanted to come on here and address the situation. This isn't forced, this is coming completely from me, Claudia. I have faith and I know that my mother would never put something like that on the internet. My mother and I, we fight like mothers and daughters, but we also love like mothers and daughters, and I do love her. I will be taking a break from social media because we are really tired of being headlines, and being in the public eye exacerbates the stress on our relationship greatly. I don't want any drama, so I will be leaving social media for a bit to work on my relationship with my mother and my family. Please don't incite hate or violence, no threats, no calls to the authorities." She said like a month ago, if I ever leave social media, that wasn't my decision.
Yeah, like the whole thing is real bad. Luckily, the authorities are actually involved, which is a good thing in this particular scenario because who knows what the hell's going on behind the scenes. Now, yes, there is at least an investigation into this happening in New Jersey where the family lives, with the local police department confirming that the investigation is underway, but failing to provide any other information about what they're investigating, if it extends to the alleged abuse, or if it's just having to do with the photo.
I mean, a crime was committed
Yes,
here.
literally, someone committed a crime.
Yeah.
So that's the update on that. We made the mistake of covering the Conways too much, and now anytime something happens, people are like, guys. So
I just feel very bad for this girl.
I feel terrible for Claudia Conway.
A lot of people have takes like, oh, she's a very privileged girl. She's got a rich, powerful family. It's like, that's true, but like, it's just gotta fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very bad for her. She seems like a smart girl, and
hopefully she grows up and comes out of this. Okay.
Her bio on TikTok was apparently like the number of days until she turns 18.
Yeah, she was also posting like Morse code, like asking for help. Like there's some serious shit going on here.
I hope she manages to, until she's able to like actually be legally emancipated from this family. I hope she manages to stay safe and sane.
Anyways, that's it for today's episode. We'll be back with a new episode of Tech News Day really soon. But in the meantime, check out our most recent episode of Weekly Weird News and News Dump over there if you want the beginning story of the whole GameStop stonks thing. Also, we hit 200,000 subscribers.
Hey!
Thank you guys so much.
Let's cut those locks.
The rule,
Locks of love, baby.
of course, the bet was that we would hit it before the end of 2020. Thus making my hair cutting not an actual thing.
Yeah, $1,400 plus $600 is $2,000.
No. Okay, look. If enough people pressure me, fine, I'll fucking do it.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
I know. But look, whatever. The thing is, I don't want my wife to shave my head. I want to wait till I can go down to the barber shop when I have a vaccine and get a real haircut.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting old.
Well, maybe Gavin Newsom will open up the barbershop.
I think, no, Long Beach already did. But I'm not, look, like your Twitter said, you're not going to trick me into getting this
Gavin
virus.
Newsom's trying to trick me into getting COVID, and I'm not falling for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm getting to the point where, like, I'm actually worried about my age. And I'm like, if I shave my head, will it ever grow back? ? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It's a valid concern.
So I'd rather go to a professional to handle this hair. But I will cut it eventually, unless you don't want me to.
What do you think?
What do you think? Anyways, thank you for 200,000 subscribers. We really, really appreciate it. And welcome all the newcomers. We're happy to have you
I'm
here.
not going to shave my beard until we hit 300,000.
Okay.
No, that's something I will regret in like a month. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I will. Let's see.
Hey, look, subscribe. And I know I already pointed to them, but they weren't there when I did it because we've been talking too long. There's the videos that you need to watch. Check those out. If you are not a subscriber, hit that button, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.